Hey guys, so it's a while later since I filmed that, but since tomorrow I am doing a 12-hour readathon, I've decided to start this challenge to choose the books so I could get a head start on some of the books. I'm not going to film a vlog for the 12-hour readathon because I just don't want to, but first we're going to get into some of the books that I chose for audiobooks. Winter read, and I chose A Fire Endless. This is because this series by Rebecca Ross is kind of like cozy fantasy / cozy fantasy vibes, and I really associate cozy fantasy with either something that you want to curl up on a nice calm evening with a nice cup of tea and just sit for a couple hours just to have a good time. And that's kind of what the series is. And then for banned books, kind of on the opposite bandwagon, we have 1984 by George Orwell. I don't know what this is about, but I do know that it is a banned book. I have read Animal Farm by the same author, and I did like it. Didn't love it, but it's still a very important read. A little bit about what River Enchanted series is about. I forgot what the actual series name is. This Something Duet by Rebecca Ross. So basically we follow this guy, and he is a musician, and the people from his town aren't really musicians, so he goes back to this town, it's an island, and the two clans are divided, and people from one clan are stealing the kids from another, but then there's also these spirits and all this stuff. And then for green on the cover, I chose The Magnificent Glass Globe. I'm not going to go into it and what it's about because I have already talked about this enough on the channel and how much I'm needing to read it, and I'm really sorry. My nose is really itchy. So if you see me scratching my nose, I'm sorry. So that is the prompt for green on the cover. So you can see there's green, some light green / blue, / yellow, and then you have the title, which is red. This is kind of giving 90s vibes, and I'm here for it. And then we have, for a popular book, I chose a big one, and that is The Will of the Many by James Islington. This is huge, and the font is tiny, so I am intimidated, but it looks so good, and I cannot wait to get into this. So basically we have this guy, and there's this hierarchy system where the lowest levels have to give all of their will to the next people on the next level, and the next people next level have to give most of their will to the next people, and it's kind of inspired from Roman myths, which is at least from ancient Rome, which is why we have the columns. And so this is what I chose for popular books, because I've seen this book all over my favorite page, not only from the guy dude bro fantasy side of book talk, which I'm on a little bit, but also from Freya Villario, I think that's how you pronounce her name, Freya reads, and then Jaime Falk. I will link both of these creators down below. And then for the prompt, short stories. I am pretty sure this is short story collections. I need to make sure. Yes, I would count this as short stories because they're individual stories. But The Case Book of Sherlock Holmes by Arthur Conan Doyle. I have not read a lot of Sherlock Holmes, and I want to get into him. I want to see what it's like, and I want to test out Conan Doyle's writing style to see if it's for me, because for classic authors, it really depends on the author. So Emily Bronte, I didn't really love. Charlotte Bronte, I quite enjoyed, and Mary Shelley, I really liked her. Jane Austen, I'm on the side of liking her, but she can still be a tad boring. So I want to check out his writing style, see if it's for me. If it's not, then I probably won't read any more Sherlock Holmes, but I hope it's for me. And then we have Received as a Gift, and this is one of the tiny books that I'm definitely going to be reading during the 12-hour readathon. No Like or Equal by Brian Broderson. This is from a pastor at one of my dad's old churches. Jesus Christ was truly unique. He is one of a kind. The book reveals the reasons for the extraordinary impact of Jesus Christ on human behavior, as well as his uniqueness as seen in his birth, life, miracles, words, death, and resurrection. So I think I'm going to start with this one because it's really short. Then I'll either go on to The Will of the Many or The Magnificent Glass Globe. I'm not sure. Kind of between the two of them. And then Casebook will probably be last. So that is the book that we will be reading for this challenge. And I'm really excited to see how this goes. It should be a good ride and a good journey. This won't, No Like or Equal will not be the first book that we're starting for the 12-hour readathon. I have one more physical book from my winter TBR that I have to get to. Physical book. Physical book. And that one is really short, so it'll probably be the second book that I start in the 12-hour readathon, and then I'll probably finish it and go on to The Will of the Many, but then only read like a chapter or two. But I love you guys, and then I'll probably fit in the audiobooks like kind of between these, but I love you guys. I am almost halfway through. A River Enchanted, that will actually be our first book for this challenge. So far I'm loving it. It's kind of like the first 30% was honestly giving 5-star energy. That's how much I was loving it. And it started to go a little bit downhill, honestly, but I think it'll get better after the 50-60% mark, but depending on how it ends, I could give it a 5 stars. And so far, it is really good, but I'm actually about to lock in and make some way through The Will of the Many by James Islington. I'm pretty intimidated by this. I have already complained to my friends a lot, how intimidated I am. But enough complaining and more reading. And then I'm going to read soon, 1984 because I have that on audiobook as well. And then I'm going to read No Like or Equal because I'm gonna want something really short after The Will of the Many. And then what else? I am going to read. So I've technically started The Will of the Many, but I'm only like 1 page in. But I'm gonna lock in and read that tonight a little bit. Hopefully make like a small chunk in it. Because it's really good. The page that I read, it had good characterization and all of that stuff. So I'm gonna go bye-bye. That's a lot better. Once again, I'm at work. I'm making cookies right now, and I have been listening to my audiobook because while I'm at work, I'm allowed to put in my headphones if it's only one AirPod. And so basically, I've made a lot of progress in Fire and Lists, and I'd say I'm about 75 to 80% through. I am really close to the finish line, and it is really good. I am really liking it. Probably going to be a 5 stars. Depending on if there's going to be more moments that make me giddy. I am not loving the story, like how the story is, like has taken like a little bit. I feel like some of the stuff that the characters are doing honestly feels a tiny bit pointless, which again I don't love. But the reason I'm loving it is because of like the interactions between the characters and like their relationships and just like the character development, and I am intrigued by the plot. And it's definitely more of a character-centered story. I feel like a lot of her books are. This is my third series that I've read by her, my sixth book, because that's one of the things that I love about her. She only seems to write duologies. We need more duologies in the world, okay? We need more standalones, more duologies. Duologies are not overwhelming. You don't have to, like, remember tons of tiny plot details from, like, 5 books ago. And I'm loving that. I love duologies. Anyway, more about the book. There's one character who I thought I would hate at the beginning, and like I really didn't like them again at the beginning, but they've made some decisions that I've been like, clock it, and then some other decisions where I'm like, that just seems a tiny bit out of character for you. But I don't really care, because like this is a character that we met at the end of the last book, and so far I am loving it. In case you cannot tell, if you like a good cozy book to just like sit and read while you are doing chores that like it doesn't take like a ton of your attention, it's okay if you fade out for like a couple minutes, I would definitely recommend this for an audiobook. Maybe not physical book, it might be boring, and I'm pretty sure that's the freezer that you're hearing. You're also hearing this fridge, because again, this is a bakery. You will hear the sounds of different machinery. Anyway, overall, this is a really good book. I am loving it. Hi. So, yes, I'm on my way home from school. So I actually finished Freya and M&Ms. I'm really sorry I didn't vlog most of my experience, because I was just having so much fun with the book that I couldn't give it up. And I ended up giving it 5 stars. It was like so good. It's like the romance had me squealing. The character development, amazing. The plot was like a bit slow. I wish it would have been like better. But like the plot was, as mentioned, a bit slow. I'm gonna update you guys more when I'm closer to my house, because there's people. I'm a bit closer to home and in a more secluded part. So yeah, the plot like could have been a bit faster. Could have had a slightly better climax, and I wish for an epilogue. But despite all this, 5 stars. For content, there really isn't much. Fade to black, I think. Tiny bit of language, and then like elements, magic. Yeah, that's the most that I can say. Sorry, I'm breathless. Talking and walking uphill is not for me. Walking uphill is fine. Talking and walking, I cannot do. Hello, it is I, Bella. So, I have started, and I'm like 25% through 1984, the audiobook. And it is really, really good so far. I'm quite liking it. It might not be my favorite classic that I've read, but I think it's my favorite old sci-fi dystopian book that I've read. There's like some newer books, obviously, that I have read, like The Hunger Games, that I love, but this is the first like book that was published a while ago that is a dystopian and sci-fi that I've actually really liked. I think the only problem that I have with 1984 is that it just like, I feel like Orwell just goes on too long explaining certain things. That's probably it, and like that does make it like, I don't want to say boring, but it does detract some from the story. which I don't like, obviously. But I am loving it because, like, I'm loving getting to know our characters, and I'm also loving how scary it is that we are so close to that type of world. But it is a really good book for me to, like, analyze and to actually think about. I'm loving it, other than the stuff that I mentioned. And it is really good, as I keep saying. But, so I was just on a weekend trip to Greece, which was why I wasn't able to update you guys when I started, because I literally started on the road. So I couldn't do that. But today's Monday night. Today in the morning when I was going to leave for school, I fell on the stairs, because, like, we have these stairs that go to the ground, like, from our house, because we are on the first floor of an apartment. And so we have the stairs, and I was on, like, holding onto the rail, and I was walking down, and I fell. I don't know how, but my body went down, my hand stayed up, and, like, while I was great that it helped support me, and that I didn't roll all the way down the stairs, even though I was at the bottom. I do think I strained one of the muscles in my neck, probably, like, about here. I forgot what this muscle is called. It's not the deltoid, because if it was my deltoid, then I would have had trouble rotating my shoulder, which I really don't unless, like, it goes all the way up. But that does mean that I have had trouble, like, picking up and holding a physical book. So that means that I probably won't be able to continue The Will of the Many for a couple more days. I'm sad about that. But that means that I'll be able to focus more on other books, which I do really like. But The Will of the Many was really good so far. I made it to page 120, I think. And I have the book right here so I could show you. Yeah, 120 exactly. I like what's going on. I'm finding it interesting. I can't wait to get to the academy setting. We're about to get there. But I'm like 10% in, which feels crazy to say at 120 pages. At like 120 pages, you should be like 20% in. But no. Because, like, this in my mind is the size of a book, and this is The Will of the Many. It's big and it's intimidating. Watching this, thank you for recommending this to me. I think this could be a 4, maybe a 5-star. Anyway, I need to go to bed because it is probably midnight. But hello everybody. I am walking home from school and I'm almost done-ish. I've read about 6 hours. I think I have about 4 hours left in 1984 by George Orwell, and it is really good so far. I'm not loving one of the certain plot points, but still, it's really good. Hi guys, I'm actually walking home from work, but I wanted to update you guys that I finished 1984 at work. I gave it 3 stars because I just didn't love our main character, Winston, and that's important for me for loving a book. I know that, like, I have talked about that a lot, but, and also I'm just not quite in the mood for this dark book. I'm more in the mood for, like, something whimsical, maybe, like, a romance, or something a bit more fast-paced, like a thriller, not really that exactly. But yeah, I'm giving it 3 stars for content. There is definitely some drinking and mentions of sex. They don't have it on page, but like, still, it is a really good book, and I probably would recommend it, especially for someone my age, because yeah, I talked about a lot of really heavy issues, but it's still really good. And now I've made it to page 140 in Will of the Many. Will of the Many is so good. It's not quite boring right now. I feel like it's one of those books where when you like first sit down to read it, the first 5 pages feel like a slog, but then you look up and then you've read like 30 pages. So like, and honestly, I love those types of books. But yeah, I'm quite enjoying it right now. Not quite a 5-star because I've told you just now that I'm not quite in the mood for something like that. But it is really good. Hello everybody. So for the anthology prompt, I decided to switch it for the short story collection that I'm reading, and I am reading Better in Black by Cassandra Clare. I might have mentioned the possibility of me reading it. If I didn't, well, I'm switching it out. But I think for each story I'm going to review them individually. So I'm almost done with the first short story, The Good Storm, and I'm loving it so far. It's about one of my favorite couples ever, Will and Tessa. And I'm sorry the camera is shaking so much. I'm really sorry about that. But I'm loving this one. 5 out of 5 stars. It is really good. Very interesting premise, very interesting plot. And I love how it's talking about how joy and pain go hand in hand. Content, seance, that's probably it. Sorry, guys. So it's talking about how the idea that, like, your story doesn't have to end when you get married, but it will continue through all of the, like, minor disagreements, through all the major disagreements, through all the things that might not seem as exciting to other people, but still important to you. But overall, I liked it, but not as good as The Good Storm. I've started the next one, which is about Luke and Jocelyn. Hey y'all, about to leave for school, but I wanted to update you guys my thoughts on Who the Wolf Loves. Who the Wolf Loves was good. I didn't love it. It's my least favorite from what I've read so far. But it was still good. It talks about like the importance of loving someone continuously and like staying loyal, but also not like the importance of like not hiding parts of yourself from them. actually got finished with Better in Black. And I know I said that I would update you guys with each short story. Yes, I did fail at that, but still, I was able to update you guys, and that for me is progress. But I really enjoyed it. I think I'm gonna give it 4.5, 4.75 stars. Maybe 5-star, I don't know. I want a 5-star, but I don't think it's gonna be a 5-star. But it was really good. I ended up loving it. It's close to exactly what I wanted, but as mentioned, I quite enjoyed it. But I am actually about to take a quick break, and I'm going to continue reading The Will of the Many, because I haven't made progress in that for a long time. But fortunately, I think next week is gonna be the only week that's like actually super busy, and then for the next couple weeks I'm gonna have like nothing to do, so I will probably finish it in a week or two, hopefully. But as mentioned, I am quite enjoying it. I'm really liking the books that were chosen for this vlog. But anyway guys, I will catch you on the flip. Bye. after midnight, but I just wanted to tell you that I'm DNFing The Will of the Many. For the meantime, I'm still gonna count it because I read like 200 pages in that. But unfortunately, I don't have time for that, and I want to go buy books because at this point it's been like over a month since I've done that. So yeah, at least I'm making progress in my physical TBR though, so that's good. But tomorrow I'm gonna read both No Like or Equal and The Magnificent Glass Globe. I didn't get a lot of footage from the past couple of weeks because I've been busy and there's been a lot of other stuff going on. But I just finished The Magnificent Glass Globe, and I finished all of the other books that I was supposed to read except The Will of the Many because I don't have time for such a big book right now. Like, I wanted to dedicate hours of my reading time to it, but I could only dedicate a couple minutes, and that was why this reading vlog was taking so long, you know? Like, I literally couldn't dedicate myself to it. And I am kind of sad about that. I'm not kind of sad, I am sad. But I'm going to hopefully continue it sometime soon. I don't know. Definitely in the summer I'm gonna finish it. But for my ratings for No Like or Equal, I'm gonna give it 4 stars. It was good. Not too much depth to it, but like there's not a lot of depth that you can add to a 60-page nonfiction book. And The Magnificent Glass Globe, I'm gonna give it 2.75 stars. Like, it was just okay. Like, I didn't feel particularly connected to the characters or to the plot or to anything else. I liked the setting, I guess you could say, of the rainforest, but that was all that I particularly liked. I mean, besides all of that, it was pretty good, but that's besides the point. The writing style was pretty good for middle grade. Not the best that I've read, but probably definitely not the worst. But I hope to see you guys in the next video, and if you are at all interested in seeing these types of videos, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time with a new video.